So if you're a Sanford homeowner and you're thinking about selling your property in spring, summer 2024, I think the stars are aligning. I think it's going to be a perfect time to sell your house. In this video, I'm going to tell you why, and I'm also going to give you the 3 things that you need to do to prepare to sell your house for the most money possible. I'm Walter Ciucevich with Sanford Surrounded Real Estate, Sanford's biggest real estate team. We do the most volume and have our thumb on the pulse of the market here in Sanford, so we can really bring you great data and insights for you to make strategic decisions. Before we get into it, make sure that you drop a subscribe and hit the notification bell to hear about all our videos as soon as they come out. So first off, let me tell you why I think it's going to be the perfect time to sell your house. Prices aren't falling right now. They dipped temporarily because of interest rates, but they're already trending back up. On top of that, you're most likely, if you've owned your house for a couple years or more, sitting on a tremendous amount of equity. And that big pile of cash can be used for a lot of things on your next purchase or your next build. And as we end 2023 and we go into 2024, we are still expecting home prices to continue to rise. And that's on a national level. I think on a hyper-local level in Sanford, with so much going on here in Sanford, so many jobs being added, and so much going on in the greater Raleigh area, that we're going to see this area specifically outperform the national average. So let's go over where the market's at. Let's get a good baseline foundation for where the market in Sanford is at right now so that I can give you some data on how we get prepared to sell your house in 2024. So first off, the supply of homes is still low. Yes, less people bought houses and there's a lot of new construction in the area, but there were a lot less people who listed resale homes this year because they're locked into 3 and 4% interest rates and didn't want to go to a 6 or 7% interest rate. So those things balance each other out, and the market is still in a very low inventory state. The number of existing home sales is down significantly from 2021 and 2022 and down from any normal year in the real estate market, really. And what that has been doing, I think, is that it's been building up buyer demand, pent up buyer demand. There are a lot of people who wanted to move in the last year and a half, who chose not to move because interest rates were at 7 or 8%. That doesn't mean they've changed their mind and suddenly they're happy with where they're living and they don't want to move anymore. It just means they've got thrown onto the pile of buyers, and that pent up buyer demand is going to rush back to the market as soon as interest rates come back down and buying is more favorable. And when they rush back into the market, it's already a seller's market right now in November, heading into December in 2023, when interest rates have come down a little bit, but they're still high relative to what most people expect. The median sales price in Sanford right now, $304,000, which is up pretty significantly from this time last year. There are still plenty of homes selling at and above asking price right now, telling us that there's still plenty of demand, even though so many buyers are choosing to wait. And homes are selling quickly, with more than half of the homes that sold in Sanford going under contract under 30 days. It may not be 30 hours like it was in 2020 and 2021, but getting your home under contract within a week or two is still very fast when compared to the historical norms. And as far as interest rates, they've already started to come back down. Most experts agree is that interest rates are going to continue to come down into Q1 and Q2, Q3, and beyond in 2024. When those interest rates start coming back down and that big pile of buyers who's been waiting to buy knows about it, hears about it, and we're going to let them know at Sanford Surrounded, they're going to come back to the market and they're going to be primed and ready to buy your home. And so all that buyer demand rushing back to the market, coupled with the fact that you're probably sitting on more equity than you ever have before, because we've seen equity rise so much just in the last quarter, definitely in the last 3, 5, 10 years, that you're sitting on a big pile of money that you can now access by selling your home. If you want to know how much your house is actually worth and how much equity you have in it, don't rely on websites like Zillow and Realtor.com. Their algorithms are decent, but it's no substitution for a local professional to really tell you what your house is worth. We've seen recently, we've sold listings where we listed the house and sold it for $60,000 more than the Zestimate told them that that house was worth. So if you're relying only on those websites, you probably don't have a real clear picture of how much equity you actually have. If you want a free professional equity report, we'd be glad to do one for you. Just drop a comment below or call or text us at 919-261-3163. Now we're going to cover the 3 things that you need to do to prepare to sell your house in the spring market for the most money possible. You need to get your house show ready. They're being enamored right now with new construction homes that are staged beautifully, have great pictures, are designed well, and really look good and pop off the page. How can we help you do that? We can do it in 2 ways. One, we can give you a professional assessment of the upgrades needed to bring your house to HGTV status to be able to compete with these new construction homes. But those things cost money, right? And maybe you don't want to spend any money. We've got your back there too. We have local contractors that are willing to do the work on your home and wait to get paid at closing. Sounds too good to be true, but I promise you it isn't. They're not going to charge you interest. There's no credit checks, none of that. They'll do the work. $20,000 to remodel your kitchen, do the floors and the paint, and they'll get paid at closing, allowing you to sell your house for more money, faster, and more conveniently. The second thing is that we can also do a free pre-listing home inspection. And this is important because a buyer's going to do an inspection. Don't wait and have those things pop up at the last minute when tensions are high and you're trying to move into a new house. Let's get that done now so we can identify the repairs that are needed on your home, and we can pair you with some local contractors who can get those things done. The second thing you need to do to sell your house for the most money possible is create a competitive incentive program. If we look at the national builders and what they're doing from their advertising, they are screaming from the rooftops that they have below market interest rates and they'll pay a big chunk of your closing costs. And we have to take a step back and ask ourselves why. The reason is because those are the 2 biggest pain points that buyers have in the marketplace right now. Interest rates are high, and so it's caused a lot of buyers to sit on the sidelines. People have less cash because the feds have manipulated interest rates over the last year, eroding the purchasing power and the discretionary surplus of income and monies available to the average consumer. So the interest rates and a lack of funds are 2 big problems that the builders are aiming to solve with their advertising. We can learn from that. We can piggyback on that research, and we can create incentive programs where we offer big chunks of closing costs or partner with a local lender to create a competitive incentive program. The good news is at Sanford Surrounded, we own the mortgage company as well. And so we're in a position to help you better than other listing firms in terms of creating that competitive financing offer. And it's essential because if you've got a buyer and he goes out and sees 10 houses on a weekend, chances are 6 of them are new construction and they're screaming from the rooftops that we'll pay all your closing costs and get you a below market interest rate. We want to be able to say that too. And with Sanford Surrounded, you can. The third thing is you need to identify your target market and build a full marketing package to attract more eyeballs to your listing. More eyeballs equals more demand. Supply is just one. We have one house to sell. So if we get more people through the doors, more people to click on links, more eyeballs on your property, we're going to sell your house for more money. No doubt about it. Sanford's unique because there's a certain part of the market that is looking in Sanford. They're moving to Sanford or they're already here. They want to upgrade or downgrade. And those people are going to see your house pretty much no matter what. They're going to find it on Zillow, Realtor.com, or whatever website they use to search for properties. But what about the other 2 segments of the market that we can capture? Then we have the Fort Liberty buyers who are moving to Fort Liberty from out of state, being relocated, PCSing, getting stationed at, Fort Liberty and looking in areas like Spring Lake, Fayetteville, Cameron. A big chunk of them might not make it all the way up to Sanford because it's a little bit more of a drive. But we know, living here, I know as a former veteran that people live in Sanford and commute into Fort Bragg. And so if we can run paid advertisements to those people, identify that target market, design our marketing to cater to them, and then run targeted paid ads to drive traffic to those people that aren't searching here but might consider it, then we've got extra eyeballs on your property, and that means extra money in your pockets. The same thing goes for the Raleigh buyer. So many people across the nation are relocating to Raleigh, RTP, Cary, Durham, and those people first are looking in Raleigh for housing. Raleigh housing is expensive, it's scarce. Then they start looking in Apex and Holly Springs and New Hill and Moncure, but they might not make it all the way down to Sanford. But we know, especially on the north side of Sanford in the Tramway area, any of the areas that access US 1 easily, that those Raleigh buyers will consider Sanford if they know about it, if they see it. So we target that demographic, run targeted paid ads, and force traffic to those people searching in Raleigh so that we can get more eyeballs on your listing. So I know that was a lot. To recap, the three things are: you need to get your house show ready. People don't want projects. Number two, you need to create a competitive financing program, an incentive offer to compete with the new construction, because that is your competition. And number three, you need to market like a pro. You need to identify your target demographic and drive targeted paid ads to them to get more eyeballs on your listing. It isn't 2020, 2021 anymore where you can just stick a sign in the yard and take pictures with your cell phone and you got 10 offers pouring in after being on the market for 12 hours. It's not like that. We got to fight, and Sanford Surrounded is going to fight harder for you and your business than anybody else. So if you want that free professional equity report and to get signed up for that free pre-listing home inspection and a professional assessment of what upgrades you need on your home, drop a comment below, shoot us a text at this number, or visit our website. I'm Walter Ciucevich, Sanford Surrounded, who helps you with your home matters.